What's up, y'all? I'm a little early. So sorry, but I was ready to go. Hopefully my mic lasts long. I forgot to charge it. Hey, Chad. Hey, Josh. Jad. Reef God. What's up, dude? Adventures in Aquarium. Wicked awesome. Carlos, how are ya? What's up with you folks? Hey, Dave. Let's get my seat ready here. Hopefully this thing lasts because I forgot to charge it. I do have the cord here, but I'll be doing most of the video like this, probably. So hopefully it stays like that. How's everybody's weekend going? I know in what's up, Dank? Yo, yo, yo. Dilly dilly to all watching. Am I like reverbing here? Oh no, I'm muted. All right. Everybody hear me? Jolly dolly, dilly dilly, y'all. How far are we here? Anyway, what did everybody do this weekend? It was so beautiful here in Massachusetts. Absolutely gorgeous. I loved it. Did a lot of soccer. No yard work, even though I really wanted to do yard work. Oh, what's up, Josh? Your Jays are coming for the Sox? I don't know about that. You never know. We're on a tear. I think we're 18-2 right now. It's unbelievable. Mark, did you have prom or did your kids have prom? 15 Celsius in Ontario, Josh. What is that Fahrenheit? Do you know? It was about 60. What's up, Bubba? I know a couple Bubbas. Mark's a soccer ref. Any questions? Yeah. Well, not too much. I coach town travel, and then my son does club as well on Sundays and practices a million times a week. So try not to yell at the refs. Dave says, my brother-in-law was over this weekend. We were talking about fish tanks, talking about everything I heard from YouTube. He goes, I golf with this guy, Mike. What? I was like, Mike from Mass? And that's it? That was the end of the story? And? Hey, Mike, great job with my aquarium box. You guys hooked me up and my last purchase. You are certainly welcome. We try extremely, extremely hard. I'm going to try to keep the chat here. Yes, we mail a lot of boxes every month, and everybody has reviews. We get feedback through email, and I would say it's 95% positive with a few negatives. And the negatives, believe it or not, if you're a subscriber that wasn't happy with the box, those negatives really do help us to improve the box. Not to mention, we don't know everything about every single fish, as well as we've been doing this for almost 2.5 years and have yet to put a repeat item in a box. So just that alone is extremely difficult. And I just want you to know, we don't just grab random stuff that's cheap and throw it in the box at all. We search for products that we think you guys would love, and we build the box around those products. So thank you very much, Reef God. What's my day job, Josh? I am a pharmacy operations manager for a home care company, home care IV company. Super fun. Oh, your wife's school. That must have been amazing. D, my brother, my homie D-O-D-E-E. No one can do it better like this, that, and D. And started work on some tank racks today, enjoying the nice weather. Sweet. What's up, Sandro from Montreal? Love Canada. He was surprised I know you from YouTube. My brother-in-law is Mark C. Lives in Mark Soretta? Seriously? Oops, sorry. Mark's my boy from way back. We've been friends for super, super long time. So you are now a new uncle. Well, I guess Mark's son is over a year now anyway. Yeah, Mark, I love Mark. Me and him actually played Tuesday by ourselves before my golf league started in the snow. It was 32 and it was snowing. It was absolutely ridiculous. D, I'm glad you asked. What is happening with the giant tank build? So I had my boy over who is a contractor, and I have no panels left on my electrical panel, my big box electrical box downstairs. The thing is giant. It already has like a trillion things on it, and he's like, "There's no more room. You cannot add any more power to your house through this." But he did say what my 40-gallon breeder is hooked up to, that it's enough power to run two tanks off of it. So that's that situation. And so I'm just waiting for Greg to get home from Italy, where he's enjoying fine wine and sweet food. And we're going to move that bad boy downstairs and fill it up with water and some dechlorinator and flip the switches. I'm not going to have any lights, any circulation pump, any heater. It's just going to be filtration, and then I'll slowly, hopefully, get a couple of circ pumps. And I'm not going to use a heater because it's not necessary for the fish I'm going to keep, which is going to be a largemouth bass. D, you're going to love that. Maybe some bluegill or pumpkin seed. We'll see. I'm going to catch the bass, so we'll see. I need to catch a small one, a small bass. In my honey hole is usually 1.5 to 2 pounders. So if I can get like a half pounder, that'd be perfect. You know, just like 4 or 5 inches. That way I can just catch a bunch of pumpkin seed and bluegill with worms, and throw a couple of those in there. All river rock, you know, nice gray big boulders and pea gravel. No, it's not going to be simple. Like, it's going to be simple. It's going to be scaped. I'm going to focus more on the hardscape and then plant it after that. But that's what I've wanted to do forever, and that's what I'm doing. What's up, Fishy Snowman? Thinking of adding some stone to my aquarium. Found golden pagoda stone online. How do you prevent stone from damaging the bottom of the aquarium? You really don't. You can just be careful, but like, it's not going to break the glass or anything, but you probably get some scratches on it if you're not careful. Well, dilly dilly to you, Dave Santilli. Small world, huh? Mark's a great guy. I'm wondering if he's shaved yet. I don't think he's ever had to shave in his life. Still battling Aptasia on the glass with Aptasia X. Yep, Mark. Have you tried like boiling hot RODI water? Or a lot of people say lemon juice. I haven't had any luck, but I haven't really like tested it like crazy wise. Rose crate. Oh, there we go. Trying to find out if you can use salt cedar wood in aquariums. Google's not helping much. I don't know. I don't know. Cedar seem to leach a lot, but you never know. Try it. Try setting up a 10-gallon tank and run it like basic with filter and heater, and put the wood in there and see what happens over a month. Does it leach so much that the water's like crazy? Or then maybe add some fish, add a couple guppies or some platies or something, see how they react. Obviously test your water. I'm not saying just go throw a bunch of fish in there and see if they die. Well, I guess that is what I'm saying, but test your water first. See if it's cycled, and should be good after that. Went to Petco to get some 40 breeders. Sweet. My favorite tank, Carlos, is a 40 breeder. My favorite tank, my favorite size. If someone said, what do you want to put in this room? A 2,000-gallon tank, or, 300-gallon tank, any size you want, or a 40 breeder, I would pick a 40 breeder. I love everything about a 40 breeder. Reef God, I ordered some fish food and you gave me a lot of free stuff. You only company that I ever order from that gives their customer free stuff. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you very much. You know, we're not Doctors, Fosters, and Smith where we have giant warehouses full of stuff. We work really hard to stock our shelves, and we also appreciate what everybody's going through because we're youngish and we've been keeping aquariums forever. So we have been a hobbyist more than business owners, you know, way longer. And we know throwing a little extra in there is good for everybody, believe it or not. What's up, HC? D, what do you got? Where you at, D? I just take a circuit from the living room you're not using, probably behind the couch or something. I could do that. My buddy that came is not an electrician. I mean, he does know how to do that, but he's not a, you know, certified electrician. So next step is just to get an electrician down here and be like, listen, I want this tank here. This is the juice it's going to pull. Can we do anything with this? Like, what am I not using? There's plenty of plugs in this house that I'm not using. That's for sure, D. So good tip there. What's up, David? Best beginner corals? Oh, like, I don't think there's any really beginner corals. Like, people say Zoas are beginner corals. I can't keep them very well. I know D can't keep them in one of his tanks, his big tank, I think. If you go with some, you know, soft corals, Kenya tree, green star polyps are pretty much foolproof. Just some hammers, frog spawn, those you can pretty much keep fairly well with a decent light. And I don't mean expensive, I just mean a decent light that should run. Is that legal to take from the wild? Bubba, I have not researched that just yet. And I, of course, will not be. I mean, I don't see why not, because you can catch fish and eat them, which is killing them. So I'm not like driving across country and pulling a fish that's not native to New England to my house, and afraid of introducing, you know, a different style of fish to New England. But I do have to look it up. But that's the plan anyway. Is 59 Sandro? Yes, 59. Yeah, we were at 60, 65 today. Finally, it was so beautiful. Felt like 1,000,000 degrees. It was awesome. Yes. Bubba's and Matt. What's up, ding dong? Dilly dilly to my homie IFG. And dilly dilly to my homie DEE, my original homie, my OG. D, I saw a picture of you on Facebook or Instagram. I don't know. You with Farm Boy Reef and just a regular picture. Your Farm Boy Reef was like, hey, look who I met at whatever, wherever I was. And I was like, oh, that's D. And he's wearing my aquarium box backwards. That's my boy. Getting out there, showing the love where lots of people will see it. All right, where we at? Where we at? Let's catch up on the chat here a little. What's up, JH? I watched a little bit of your live Fish Fam. I got to tell you, while I love live shows, the Fish Fam news, I prefer recorded. And I can watch the whole thing. If I see that you have Fish Fam news live and it's like an hour and 20 minutes or 2 hours long, I tend to just like zip, almost like your DVR. Like what's he going to talk about? What's he going to talk about? So my personal opinion, I absolutely love what you're doing. I keep up with everything, but I prefer the Fish Fam news recorded as to live, but that's just me. Everybody has their own opinion, and they're certainly welcome to it. Trini, Dilly, what up? What's the best substrate to get for, do I get dirt and then gravel? If you can do anything you want, but if you want some good nutrients, you can do a dirt and then cap it or cover it with gravel to prevent all the dirt from flowing around everywhere. Dirt takes a while. You want to run some sort of big, maybe a power head with filter floss to just like polish your water. That really helps in the beginning. That's pretty good. HC. What's up, Daryl? Daryl? Is his brother Daryl here? What's up, Gaddish? Aquatics, Fish Fam. Yes, JH, I sent you an email, right? Did I send you an email? Or did I write it on your, one of your shows? One of your videos. All right, you sent me an email. All right, I will get to that later tonight. I'm ready to get interviewed by you. I can't wait because I never have to answer any questions. I always just like ask the questions and control the interview. But it would be nice to get interviewed. I think that'd be awesome. I love getting surprised and giving honest answers like right away in the moment. What's up, PJF? Ooh, New England Endler. It's only illegal if you get caught. That's very true. Well, sweet. Oh, wow. I just scrolled way far too down. Sorry. Wolfboro. Nolans. Oh, yeah. You do have to hook me up with some Treehouse beers. I just heard that, Jamie, that Treehouse beers were good. Ryan's big, always showing the love for MEB, cross promotion. Yeah, of course you are, D. I love you, man. Always been there for me. Can't wait to meet you and buy you that steak. Sandra says, Mike, my 9-year-old Alicia loves you. She says good night. Alicia, good night to you. I hope you have a good night's sleep. Sweet dreams. Don't watch too many of my videos. I try to keep my mouth in check, but you never know. When my kids are in bed, sometimes I just get diarrhea of the mouth. Jay also prefers the edited version. And by Jay, I mean the letter. Got plenty when I live. Everybody click that like. Yes, D, click the like. Share this live stream. 58 people watching. That's pretty good for a Sunday night. I know there's plenty of playoffs going on. Bruins lost last night. They kicked it into high gear in the third period, but too little, too late. I thought they were going to pull it off too. Why the hate on under gravel filters? I don't have any hate. I don't have any preference. I only had one tank with an under gravel. I think I was like 8 years old in 1988, and so I don't have any shame or any experience with that at all. What up, Mike? Would it be okay to add one Crebensis to a community tank? I don't see why not. I've had good luck with them in a lot of stuff, a lot of my tanks. Cribs are good. What's up, EDK, a Reefmeister? IFG got some new plants today, which is nice. What's up, Ryan? Aquariums. How about the Leafs I know, right? It's going good. I got to figure out how to just like neatly scroll down this chat. I hit the thing and it goes way down too far. So IFG got new plants. Yavo says, let's see some guitar action. I love the guitar emoji. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Good nighty. Anytime, Sandro. I got 4 kids, so believe me. My oldest son just turned 10 on 420. Pretty good right there. Nate, he's 10. And then it's Noah's 7, turning 8, and my daughter / Princess Lila. I'm sure you guys have already heard this a million times. She's going to turn 5 in August, and then Lukey, my youngest, just turned 2. So now that I know 9-year-olds are watching, probably my son does watch my channel sometimes. I'll try to keep the language. I'll try, I swear. But I like to swear, so I swear I'll try not to swear. Shalom and greetings, you all. First timer here. Hello, Susan. Shalom to you. Dilly dilly to Susan. First timer. Joy Deep says I added overfilled the biological media on the Fluval 406 basket to twice the original. Any issues? No. You can never have too much media. As long as your filter's not like so packed that the baskets don't sit right if they're like tiny wobbly because just there's too much in there, then you need to take some out. But if the baskets just slide right in and the cover goes on, then you're good. You can never have too much media, biological media especially. Carlos says, this might be a dumb question, but how often do you maintain a hospital tank if there's no fish in it? Do you still do regular water changes? Thanks, Mike. I don't have QT tanks. I went through a period where I did, and you know, it just was a pain in the butt, really, like you said. But you do have to add regular ammonia if there's nothing in the tank. So your beneficial bacteria, if that quarantine tank is established, has something to feed off of. If it's just water with nothing, I mean, the bacteria will, I guess, stay alive a little bit. There's dust floating in there. There is live stuff that gets in your tank like through the air, but nothing significant. So I would just try to keep, like a pair of platies in there at all times, or just add a couple drops of ammonia every week or so. Anybody else have anything on that would be helpful as well? Jay says, hey, I got the sweet note in my corner. Oh, yeah. Did you like that note? Put it in the email. Hey, I like to, when I see people flying through the assembly line of the My Aquarium Box, that is the 2-person My Aquarium Box assembly line of me and Greg, and I see a label of a name I know, a fish fam friend, I like to write a note or add a little something extra. Not saying that I wouldn't add something extra to all over 600 boxes we sent out, but if I just happen to see one of those names, like, oh, there he is, I'll open it up and do something nice. New England Endless said, your logo just gave me an idea of a black angelfish to cover up my old ugly tat. Yeah, that'd be good. I have a bunch of tattoos, not a bunch. I have a couple tattoos, and my next tattoo is going to have something to do with my kids. If I ever get the balls enough to get another one, they hurt, and I don't like pain that much, especially that kind of annoying pain. Like, pain is fine if you're not expecting it. You're like, shit, and then like it hurts for a while. But when you're just sitting there, zzz, I didn't like any of my tattoos. After they got there, yes. During it, no, I did not like it. MI3 Austin says, how can I start a decent price saltwater tank? So without going into 30 minutes worth of how are you going to do that, I do have several videos on how to start a saltwater tank on a budget, as well as saltwater, 10-gallon saltwater tank, 40-gallon breeder saltwater, plenty of videos. You can just search titles, and I do specify the titles as to how I set everything up, how much it costs. Everything I use in my saltwater tanks is in the description, so you know exactly what I'm using for the specific tank. And trust me, it's all good quality stuff, and there is a few things that are really good for the money, as opposed to spending, $800 on a light for a 10-gallon tank. That's just, I know it's out there, but you can. Chris says this is off Pruska. Sorry, I totally butchered that. Can you keep American flagship fish in the same tank with the Bolivian rams? Both are semi-aggressive, but I like the flagship fish to remove from NBA. I have. I don't know if you meant BBA. I'm not sure about the flagship fish. I have absolutely no experience with that fish, nor do I even know what it looks like. But if it is if it's a dwarf cichlid, South American dwarf cichlid, I don't see why you couldn't keep them with rams. You guys ever use Flourish Advanced? Stuff is insane. Your plants will show crazy signs of growth and perk up big time. Truly amazing stuff. I've never. Is Flourish Advanced Excel? Is that the new name for Excel? I don't know. What do you think about leaving a grow out tank outside all year long for plants? Yeah, do that. I'm about to set up some sort of stock tub outside, just bury it in the mulch in one of my nice beds out here, and let the frogs get at it, and throw some lily pads in there. Easy filtration, nothing crazy. Prime, I use API stress coat, but I do not believe Prime hurts aquarium plants because you need to dechlorinate the water. So I know a lot of people use Prime. My business partner and great friend Gregory Jones uses Prime as well. Yes, Patricia, go for it. You'll love it. Like I said, we're mailing out over 600 boxes now, and people love it. And I know there's some people that don't like it, but if every 600 and whatever person was extremely happy, then that would be amazing. Some people just like to complain. We have a few people that have been subscribed for over a year, and every single month they complain, but they stay subscribed, so they must just like to complain. I don't know. But we are not making like a lot of money on these boxes at all. It's not anywhere near a part-time job for a 12-year-old. We do it for the love of fish keeping, for real. And if years from now it turns into a full-time job, then I'll be extremely happy. IFG, that is a good question about Prime. I don't see that there is a problem with it at all, but I don't use it, so I can't tell you that it's completely fine. But I'm sure a lot of people do use Prime as a dechlorinator, and they also have planted tanks. Browning might be some from something else. IFG, if you want to try using API stress coat and see if that has any different. I mean, plants brown for a million different reasons, but I don't know if you're like doing a study. Boston Proud, hello fish fam. Do I love that name? Dilly dilly to Boston Proud. It's a great name. Like I have 17 cardinals and 6 glow light tetras and 7 autos. Wow. Can I have some of those auto cats? I can never keep mine alive. And my 20 long planted. Since my plants took off, I have gone to water change every 2 weeks from once a week. Are my plants eating the night? Yeah, you're fine. They do consume nitrate, but like you don't have to do. Well, I shouldn't say that. It all depends on your water coming out of the tap, and your bioload. In my opinion, how often you need to do water changes. Some people like to do water changes once a week because it benefits their tank. Some people like to do water changes once a week because they like to just be involved in their fish tank. You can get away with a lot. I do water changes every like 2 or 3 months on this tank, but I didn't start like that. It was once a week. It was once every 2 weeks for a while, once a month. Like you just got to see what you can get away with on your tank. If you can get away with every 2 weeks and nothing's wrong with your tank, go every 3 weeks. If you like to do a water change and you see benefits, go ahead and do a water change. Have fun. I used to do water changes just because I was bored. Again, I did the same thing. I keep going too far. Oh, IFG misses the Fish Keeper Screw Up series. Yes, I did do one. I actually should have titled it Fish Keeper Screw Up episode, like, I don't know, 15 or 16 or whatever it was. But I did make another boo-boo because I'm a big ding dong sometimes, and we all make mistakes. I like to put them on video to help people not make the same mistakes I did. But most people are stubborn like me, and they like to learn the hard way. I do try to research things, but a lot of times I make mistakes, and I like you guys to know about them. Kevin Rosenberg says Prime is fine with plants. He uses everything, and so does Codapunk. Cheers, Boston Proud. Cheers to you, my brother or sister. I can't see. Oh no, I went way too far down here. JH says, I think they are awesome boxes. They help a lot being so far away on the island. Well, that's good. That's awesome too. What's up, Harry Krishna? Joseph. I know that's your name. I feel like it's not your name, but I think your name's Joseph. Or now I'm just a complete asshole. But I've been calling you Joe anyway. Not Jay. Yeah, being on a tropical island where he lives, and I notice all his, like, I don't know if it's Facebook or Instagram or just little video clips. He's losing power like left and right at where he lives. So there can't be like giant Petcos around, or like I'm sure Amazon doesn't deliver their like Prime like in a day. Cray also says Prime is not a problem. Maybe IFG overdosed. I like stress coat personally. I heard they just found a Sam Squatch something in the Freedom Forest. Is that true? Sam Squatch. I wonder if he wanted to write Sasquatch, but a Sam Squatch. Maybe that's an inside joke. I don't know. Insightful One Fish Keeping. The boxes I've mentioned are my aquarium box. I'm not going to give you the spiel again, even though, you know, it's a shameless plug. Go check out www.myaquariumbox.com and get your box. Aquatic Christmas to your doorstep every month. Chris says, how much fertilizer would I use for a 40-gallon for my plants, and how often? Once again, I cannot just give you that answer. Follow the dosing instructions on your bottle, or if you're using dry ferts or the EI method, you know, follow the dosing instructions. And if you have a heavy plant load, you know, but I would always start with half the recommended dosage and then work your way up from there. Always go with the directions on the bottle. What someone doses in one tank might be too less or too little for somebody else's tank. So always follow the instructions, and I always start with half the dose to just make sure my plants aren't gonna like melt away, which has happened to me as well. The glass on the side. I have DIY CO2 set up in a 40 cell in both front with no circulation other than the HOB filter with a glass diffuser. Would the plants still get a decent? Yes, they definitely would. Building a bioactive for a snake. It's a stream with ceramic media. How much do you think could compensate for the waste? No clue, Bubba Boucher. I've never owned a snake, but I assume they pee a lot. Just got to test it. Oh, good. Jay's going to test out the Prime. Yeah, we did just put Prime in the box. So we'll see what happens with his planted tank. But most people have been saying it's usual. Yes, Seachem XL can cause plants to brown. They can also cause plants to completely melt away. I have destroyed an entire tank from using a recommended dose of Seachem on a tank that has never seen Seachem XL, and I nuked the tank. Now, I'm not saying Seachem XL is a bad product. I used to use it in my 75 at recommended dosage and then increasing dosage as my plants increased, and it certainly helped. But you never want to just take a tank that's never seen XL and just start dosing the crap out of it. The results will not be good. Dave says, any good LFSs around? Been to Jay's Aquatics up in Salem and Tropical Island, Framingham. I feel like they are far. Yeah. I had 2 LFSs just closed right near me. And so I've been forced to now order all my fish online because I don't feel like driving to Framingham, honestly. Uncle Ned's in Millis, Mass has some fish, but they don't carry salt water. So I like to try to go to a store that has both, because I have both tanks, but there's not that many around. Stinks. Online everything now, folks. All right, way down. Fishy Snowman. Yo, Mike, the last 240 vids were nice. Thanks, Harry. Curious, will you have Joey DIY on your channel? Fishy, I've had Joey on my channel. I actually interviewed him. Anybody in the chat feel like putting the link, you can go check it out, or you can just go to my channel playlist for live Q&As. I interviewed Joey. It was pretty fun. Well, he interviewed himself for the first 2 hours, and then I got to talk with him for the last half hour. No, it was fun. It was a good time. I got to interview Joey. I've been interviewing a lot of people. I've been really liking it. I'm trying to do it like twice a month. Definitely once a month when I find some interesting people. And, you don't have to get, I've started off with some popular channels, but it's just because I'm curious and I want to ask questions. But a few of the channels that I've interviewed reach out to me, and then I'll just watch a channel, and I'd love to interview you if you've got some new stuff or people want you to be on the interview. These live Q&As are sort of like a old school. What did the Rick used to do, like one-on-one or something? I remember way back in the day when I first started, I might have had like a couple hundred subs, and I asked to be on one-on-one. I said, I'd love to interview you or you interview me. And he's like, well, you're not that big, so I'll pass. Yeah, so nobody's too big or too small for me. If you have something interesting to say and, we can have fun and have a few beers or not and just relax and have a nice interview, then I'm all for it. All for one. So yeah, that's the answer to that question, Fishy. Mimi's Aquatic needs moss. I've got plenty of moss. I'd ship some out. I've got Java moss that grows way too much. Do you use inline? Nope. I have a CO2 diffuser in my tank. Gary says, where can I get some Crip Wendiddy Florida Sunset? So try Justin over at h2oplants.com. You can try hanaquatics.com, or one of my old school places is plantedaquariumscentral.com. Those are 3 places I would recommend for plants. What's up, River Life? How's it going? He's in the house. I've seen some of his videos. He's not even doing so many fish videos anymore, which I like to see, because I watch a ton of YouTube, and it's not all fish stuff. I watch a lot of different channels. So when I see fish channels doing like different stuff for, not just in their hobby, but their other stuff in their life, I'm interested in that, because I like to see what a lot of people do besides keeping fish. Andrew says, it's unfortunate your area has no LFS essentially. Though many have closed here on the Twin Cities, luckily new ones. Andrew, I wish that has happened over here. 1, 2, 3 have closed in this last year, and they were all 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and now it's like, it's not even worth driving an hour to a store that doesn't have salt water or only has salt water. Like, I'm not going to drive hours here and there to go find out, they don't even have anything cool. And then when you call most of the time, and say, hey, what do you have new for salt water? Like, nobody knows anything. Oh, let me get Karen on the phone. And then 10 minutes go by, they forgot about you because, my wife just texted me something about Zodiac something or other. I don't know. I'll have to read that later. Naturals videos. Yep, I've been watching those, dude. And I don't always comment on everybody's video because I like to watch a little bit of it. And then, I don't have, endless hours of time to watch YouTube. But when I do, I do watch a little bit of it, and it is really fun. I love seeing all that other stuff that people do. J. Cruz says, do you have any betas? Nope, I do not have any betas. I can't seem to keep betas for that long either for some reason. There's certain fish that I keep great, there's certain fish I can't. Oiko and rainbow lace. Excuse me. I think Oiko is more gray, right? And rainbow lace is that like brownish, clayish color. What's up, Sergeant Tank? He's in the house. Popping in to hit that like. Thanks, brother. Watch his videos too. His videos always pop up on my feed. I watch a bunch of them. River Life. I love catching your stuff. Today has been, yes. Niz the One has been a long day. This has been a long weekend. I spent all weekend driving around to soccer games, and then I had my cousins come over last night with their kids, and we had a fire, and then I was right back to soccer. It was my parents' 40th anniversary, The plan was to go hang out with them, enjoy the nice weather, but my son's soccer game got switched from the morning till the afternoon. So it was just a busy weekend. Super busy. I can't wait till June, like late June, mid to late June. That's when sports ends, school ends, and I can spend 2 or 3 months with my kids sitting by the pool, going to the beach, just doing outside stuff, fishing, and there's no like schedule. It's just finally. Hello, Miyagi from Minnesota. Yeah, go for it. Get that My Aquarium Box, folks. Get the My Aquarium Box. You will love it. Trust me. We have enough people that love this box, and we love it. And we're just going to keep doing it and keep doing it, keep getting you guys great stuff. We try so hard to find new stuff too, like not like stuff that you've never seen. Like also in this month's box was a bobber feeder clip where you can clip your zucchini or your seaweed, and it's a bobber and it floats around the tank. You don't have to like stick your hand in and suction cup something or keep something. Just floats around your tank. The fish go after it, and then you just grab the bobber and put it in a bucket or whatever, or a little cup, next to your tank. Super cool. Like Greg found that. I've never seen that before. It was awesome. Yep, good to see you here, brother, Sergeant Tank. I wish I could have talked to you more at Aquatic Experience. It was a little hectic. It was tough having a booth, and not being able to talk, spend some time and talk with some people, or just walk around and talk with other people. It was just kind of like, hey, how you doing? What's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. What's up? What's up? Good to see you. Good. Okay, and then you got to run back to the booth. I can't wait to go to a show, and not that I've been to a million shows, but I can't wait to go to a show and for myself and get to walk around. Of course, I'll wear, my Aquarium Box sweatshirt and hat, and I'll be shooting the shit with all reps and sponsors from all the great people that sponsor my Aquarium Box, who have done so for a long time, and they've been just truly, truly great sponsors. Truly great people, made a lot of connections, whether via it's talking in person or on the phone or emails. But I just want to be able to walk around and not have to go back to my booth. That'd be awesome. How do I clean a shrimp tank with a pearlweed carpet without sucking up your shrimp? That is very difficult. So I'm assuming it's a small tank. What you can do is get a turkey baster if you're not using like for my small reef tanks, I have a Python squeeze and a gravel vac, but the gravel vac hole is only this. And I just go very, very careful. If you have that many shrimp that you're going to worry about sucking them up, just use a turkey baster to get in there to get some crap out. That'll work the best. Thank you, River Life. Yeah, see, that's awesome. Little lead weight, bananas, shrimp, and fish. Loving bananas. So you got shrimp left. That's good. I watched your video where, like, when the power was out, you had a ton of cherries die. So that's good that you have them all back. Reggie says he's used Excel and Flourish, but has had better luck with Easy Green. So who makes Easy Green? What brand is that? Because I'd love to check that out. How do I lower GH? I don't have a clue. I don't worry about GH. Sorry. I know I should know about it and I should have an answer for you, but I actually do not. I just don't worry about it. Corey. So the Easy Green, that's Corey's his brand of Excel or Flourish, I guess. Is it just like a whole composite of nutrients, or is it like a liquid carbon as well? I know Corey's doing a ton of stuff over there at Aquarium Co-op. Him and Joel have been killing it with the live streams. Really good stuff. Can I recommend a brand of sand for Cory cats? Yes, Carib Sea Island Gold. That's what I use, and my Corys love it. It's a really nice sand. It's not too coarse, not too fine that it's going to blow all over the place. Perfect. Carib Sea Island Gold. Go to any one of my videos on this 40 breeder behind me, and the link is in the description. Dave uses Easy Green. Yep. So it's a mix. Awesome. All right. I'm going to have to email Corey. He was a small business spotlight last year. I'll have to email him and see if he wants to, if I can work something out and get you guys some easy green. How do I stack my HOBs for planted tanks? Super simple for planted tanks. In my old 30, it would just be coarse sponge, fine sponge, media, done. Very, very simple. I do use Chemi-Pure Green for planted aquariums in this canister filter, and I would probably use it if I had a hang-on back filter. But it would just be your coarse sponge that comes with the filter. I like Aqua Clear hang-on backs. They're really just a box that runs all the time, and you can pack it with whatever. But coarse sponge, then I would put my Chemi-Pure, and then I'd put my biological media like your fluval bio rings or what do I use? I'm drawing a blank. Pond Guru stuff. Well, it's not his stuff. Biohome. I love that stuff. Super, super porous. Yavo, saltwater guy here. Love what you're doing. Getting out the info, just being you. Thank you, Yavo. Dilly dilly to Yavo. Appreciate that. It's an entry level fertilizer that is stronger than Flourish. Okay. Dave wants Corey to open an East Coast version. Yeah, that'd be. I would love to do that, River Life. I mean, I can get a hold of Corey via email and see if he'd like to get that in the box. Real quick, without looking like I'm kissing anybody's ass, not kicking anybody's ass. I think what Corey and Joel are doing for the fish community and the hobby with these live streams and stuff is really, it's innovative in a way that I don't know if I can explain it that correctly, but what Joel's doing, live streaming and getting it on sort of like, it's almost like a pet talk radio where it's a actual radio station that they talk pets all day long with sponsors and different blocks of people, just like you're driving around listening to your morning radio, your afternoon radio. I think that's really cool. I would love to be a part of that if I could. I cannot because I don't have the time to dedicate and the equipment, but I just really think that is awesome. And yeah, so that's what I got to say about that. I think it's going to be great for this community, not for YouTube, but for the fish keeping community. Just like what Jay's doing with the Fish Fam News, like that's super cool. If I've missed it, I'm sorry that if you've done that, but I don't think anybody's done like a Fish Fam News. Like this is what's going on in our community, and just like the news, I think that's awesome. So cool that Jay thought of that, and so cool that Joel is doing his live streams like nonstop every day. You know, people get used to going there. It's not just a live stream that's like a day of live stream, but it's an hour or 2 hours. There's a topic, there's scheduling, there's questioning, there's audience, and then that's it. It's not, you don't have to sit there for 6 hours and wait for somebody to say something interesting. I like it. Okay, what about iReef? Can I tell you about my reef filtration? Very simple. Polyfilter, filter floss, Chemi-Pure. That's it. That's all that's in my filtration. And I do have plenty of videos on well, not plenty. I have videos on what is exactly I'm running on every one of my tanks. But yeah, my reef filtration is super simple. Filter floss, Chemi-Pure blue, poly filter pad last. That's it. Reggie says you inspired me to go from all African cichlids to having a 14-gallon saltwater because of you. Awesome. Thank you, Reggie. I hope you're having some success. It can be challenging at times, but if you're just patient and you stick with it, it'll be worth it. What's the minimum amount of pieces to be in the My Aquarium box? The box. There's no minimum at all. You know, their box costs $29.99 with free shipping, and it's sort of you know, there's always like, we try to get 5 items in the box. Sometimes there's 4, sometimes there's 7. We basically are not looking at an amount of something in the box. Like, it's got to be 5 items, and 1 can be good and 4 can be shit, but there's 5. It's really what we're trying to build a box. Like, ooh, this is a really cool item. Let's put this in the box, but this cost us $8 a piece. Well, that's a giant part of the My Aquarium Box budget. You know, if you're trying to think, like, say I gave you $30 and I said, buy a box, put a logo on it, fill the box, and ship the box, you know, that's, go for it. It's not about how many things, it's about what cool things we can put in the box, what we think people will like. And I know, you know, sometimes we repeat. I know I said we've never repeated anything, but like, cool items have never been repeated. Like, yes, we've put Malaysian driftwood before, but we like to fill it with driftwood. People like driftwood. And I know people say like, oh, you gave me this piece of driftwood, it was like the size this big, and I keep 150-gallon tanks. Well, like, obviously we can't put a 6-foot long piece of driftwood in this box. We do sell driftwood on our website, which are big, but try to think of it as, this is a box, it's a sample box, where most of the time, pretty much all the time, we're not giving samples. We're giving full-size product and stuff for you to try, foods, liquids, all sorts of cool stuff for you to try. It's not like, oh, I didn't need 4 out of the 5 things here. You might need that stuff later on. You might not need it right now. If you needed something at that moment, you would have gone to Amazon or shop.myaquariumbox.com or wherever, and you would have bought it and it would have got shipped to you the next day. This is something for you to be excited about. Like, what's going to be in the box this month? Not, damn it, I didn't get Prime. I needed Prime this month. Why didn't you send me Prime? If that makes any sense. Long answer to your short question, Jay. Pat's listening while doing water changes. Even awesome. That's how I do water changes. When I'm making boxes, doing water changes, I'm always have my earbud in and listening to a live stream, or have the phone way up in the corner where I can't even read it, but I can hear what's going on. 5 discus and a 55. I think you can get away with that. Yeah. If you could go bigger, I would, because eventually they're going to get like giant. But I think 5 is fine. They're super slow growers. You're welcome. Oh, I just blew way past everybody's. Oh, damn it. How do I go? Java moss or Christmas moss? You just put it in the tank and it grows. I've never had a problem with mosses. All right, I got to get down. Sorry if I missed some questions. Folks, also super chat if you have a important question that I need to see right away, because the thread is getting super long, and I'd love to sit here and answer everybody's questions. I'm going to try to, but if there's a pressing question that you want to just get my attention, you can always hit that super chat button, drop $2 down or whatever so I can see it, and then I'll try to answer it right away. I would love to do an unboxing with my aquarium box. Go for it. Go click that www.myaquariumbox.com and get yourself a box. You do an unboxing, you have a chance to win $300 reef tank lights, $200 canister filters, protein skimmers. Every month we give away prizes to the Megabox winners, which is sponsored by Marineland. And all you have to do is make a video unboxing your box. You don't have to speak. You can make it funny, you know, and we get you guys saltwater and freshwater, planted box, sickle box. We guys get you prizes out every month, sponsored by Marineland. Jay says, now if I wanted to have my product in your box, how many pieces would I have to send you? If you had a product and you wanted to put it in the box, right now we have 4 different types of boxes, and we're working on more coming soon. But for now, we have a freshwater box, a saltwater box, a planted tank box, which is different from the freshwater because you're going to get more fertilizers and, you know, maybe some shrimp stuff, more stuff geared towards the planted tank. And then we have a cichlid box. So the answer to the question at all depends what your product is and what box you want to put it in. And then you can email me and I'll tell you how many. Is it bad to leave my moonlight on all night? It's bad for your energy consumption. ARD's morning. Please explain dilly dilly for us UK folk. Dilly dilly. First of all, it is 3 o'clock in the morning for UK. Look who came up to see us. Dilly dilly is just a Bud Light commercial that they started running before the Super Bowl, where like someone, like just like a peasant would come and be like, "I brought you this, king," and they bring him like a 12-pack of Bud Light, and everybody goes dilly dilly. And then like 3 people later is like, "I brought you this fine homemade wine," and they're like, "Oh, okay, just bring that to the death chamber." And then the next guy comes with Bud Light, and it's dilly dilly. It's basically just a stupid beer thing. And someone had said it a couple times on some live streams before the Super Bowl when they were running it, and because I'm always drinking Bud Light, and so it's just like dilly dilly. It's basically just cheers. It's stupid, but it's funny. Oh, just did it again. Dave says, haha, ARD's corners from a Bud Light commercial advertising campaign. Yep. South American Bioto Blackwater tank or cichlid tank for my 125. I picked up so cheap. Do Blackwater. Yes, you don't see too many of those around there often. There's like one channel I think that I can't remember the name that I saw that it was Blackwater. What's my personal favorite tank at the moment? Oh, I like all 3 equally, honestly. There's not one tank. If I would had to say so, it would be my new 13.5 gallon Fluval Evo reef tank, because there's no maintenance on any of my tanks. So. But it's the quickest water change because you just zip, take the water out, happens in like 3 minutes, put the water back in, clean, 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 done. I can get that tank done in 20 minutes, easy. River Life did win that mega box. Yavo says, dilly dilly from the UK. What's the best way to get rid of diatom late on the sink? Just gravel vac it. Dave's in the house. What's up, Dave's Nano Tanks? Good to see you. Haven't seen you much at all. I've been so people have been messaging me, calling me, where you been, what are you doing? Like once the spring season starts for my kids' sports, and like it's just nonstop with regular work, my aquarium box, school activities, sports activities. Like from now until school is out, it is like nonstop practices every night, all weekend long stuff. It's just nonstop. So I haven't disappeared. I haven't forgot about anybody. I'm not ignoring anybody, playing favorites, or there's no, what's that? Whatchamacallit? There's no craziness going on. Like, I love everybody. I'm just busy. So sorry. Yeah, Blackwater is super cool. I've seen a couple videos. I love the Blackwater. I got to get Jay on to do this interview. Can't wait. Who we got? Oh, Westworld. I just got Westworld's back tonight, season 2. Anybody watch that? Go for it. What have we been on? Almost an hour. Got 58 people watching, 57 people watching. Pretty cool. You guys are watching me on a Sunday night. Say maybe 10 o'clock, and then we'll see if anybody wants to come on and chitty chat for a few. This is not going to be a super long live stream. We're not going to go hours and hours and hours. I just wanted to see what everybody's up to. I haven't got a chance to get on in a while. Really looking forward to doing some interviews in the next couple weeks, scheduling those. everybody's been so cool with the interview time as well. I try to do 9 o'clock because it looks like 9 o'clock it's late enough for the East Coast, not too bad for the West Coast and everybody in between, as well as it's usually after other people's live streams. Not to say, I always say, live streams are like cable TV. If someone has a live stream, you just, you're watching this or you're watching that. Some people like comedy. Some people like, they're on HBO, then they're on an NFL network, then they're watching this. But I do like to do it a little bit later. My kids are in bed. There's not craziness going on. What's up? You want to come on, Jay? You sent me an email, so I can probably send you the link. Bubba's in the house. He's busy. I got to give Bubba a wrench. He's always asking for one. I'm going to do it right now. Boom. There you go, Bubba. You are now wrenchified. Dilly dilly to Bubba. What do I got to do here? I got to create the bit.ly link. If I can find it. Here we go. Copy. Boom. bit.ly. Paste. Copy. All right. So I got the bit.ly link. Now I got to send it over to Jay. It's going to be forever to find his email. Probably not forever. I'm just not super computer savvy. He said he sent me an email. I don't see it. He said he just sent me an email. Is it in something else? Is it in my Gmail? Where are you, Jay? Where are you, Jay? Don't see you. Or maybe you can just put your email right up there, and I'll just send it to you there. Yes, Bubba. There you go. Bubba's been asking for a wrench forever. Dave says, oh, shit, there goes the neighborhood. Well, he didn't swear. No, Jay, I cannot find your email. There's too many emails to go through. Oh, the invite link works in email. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah, no wonder why. Don't do email. Facebook Messenger. Oh, my goodness. I can just invite him with this anyway, right? Oh, no, I still need email, don't I? So stupid. Yeah, I'm stupid. No, you've asked me before, Bubba, haven't you? Could have swore you have. Anyway, you've been wrenched. Wrenched. Well, let's see here. Anybody want to come on? Let me know. And I can invite you. All right, Dave, explain this to me. If I only need bit.ly for YouTube, because YouTube's dumb, I can just use somebody's email and just type it into the Google, right? Yeah, so I just need your email. Perfect. Oh, Jay's like, can't stream now. Girlfriend would kill him. That's the worst. The name girlfriend, that's funny too. Anyway, so what's going on? You're welcome. Cheers, Bubba. Stay on here for a few more minutes. See if people are going to still watch. Jay's probably got an apartment. She's a light sleeper. I did a water change on my 13.5 gallon nano reef tank tonight in like 20 minutes. It was really quick and easy. Did some little pruning in the tank behind me, so that was good. Real quick, nothing too major. Got tons of rummy nose and cardinals in that tank. They love the thick brush. Fish do love places to hide, especially skittish fish. Paulus Matoskaviscus says, how many Oscars can I keep in a 10-gallon or 12-gallon? Probably about 50 Oscars is a good number for a 10-gallon tank. No, you can't keep any Oscars in a 10-gallon tank. 55-gallon. What would be good lights to run on 125 Blackwater? Trying to decide. I like the Marine Land. It's a strip. It'll stretch right across that 55. I think that'd be perfect. Dilly dilly, Patricia. Nislo says he got back from the hospital. Sorry to hear that, but he did mess with his tank. I love rummy nose. Rummy nose and cardinal. I know that's like your go-to fish. A lot of people, but I love tetras. I love rasboras, but tiny schooling fish that are pretty, especially rummy nose, are so active. I think Joel's got like 1 trillion of them in a tank. It's gorgeous. Yes, Paulus is messing with me. I knew you were messing with me. Dilly dilly. I wish I knew how to pronounce your last name. It looks mystical. What do we got? James says add, no. I don't add any buffers if I don't have to. I try to keep things that my water, whatever my water can support, those are the type of fish I try to keep. If I can't keep them, I can't keep them. I try not to add too many chemicals to the tank just to keep a specific fish. It just ends up turning into a nightmare. River Life's going for a refreshment refill. Yeah, I'd love to go for a pee right now. But every time I go for a pee, we'll go from 49 people watching to like 5 people watching. But if anybody out there in YouTube land wants to come on and shoot the shiz for 10 minutes, you're more than welcome. Jay likes Finex. He's trying to convert to Fluval. How are Fluval lights expensive? I didn't think they were that expensive. I know once you get, my saltwater crew, all the peeps like Dave's Nano Tanks and CJ and all those guys, they like the expensive lights. I run a Mars Aqua on my 40, and I'm sure I could grow a wider range of corals like SPS if I had put money into a light, but this light for $90 is awesome. It has grown plenty of good corals. And then I got the Kessel A80 Tuna Blue for my new one that was sponsored by Kessel. Thank you to them. Replicax, thank you for this $5 super chat. He says, thanks for all the vids and tips. Just got back into the hobby after 17 years. Rob from the South Shore. What's up, Rob? Glad to see you in here from the South Shore. I'm sure your accent is worse than mine. I don't know if that's possible, but dilly dilly. Thank you to Rob from the South Shore for the super chat. Dave's poor like me. I know. I'm not poor. I don't feel like spending that kind of money on those kind of lights, if you know what I mean. But if anybody wants to sponsor him, Kessel, I'd be more than happy to switch my Mars Aqua to test out some Kessels. Thanks again, Rob, for the super chat. Truly appreciate any super chat money that comes through. All goes right to the channel, right to videos, right to tanks. Anything I can do to experiment, start new stuff, make videos, it all goes right there. What's up, /master? This dude's been on YouTube forever too. Now he does tons of. Every time I see a thumbnail, it's with a scorpion. I've watched a couple of them. Crazy shit. Love you saltwater tank tutorials a few years back. One day, go for it, Paul. Thank you, by the way. Kevin's got a stingray and a fluval. He likes them both. Thumbs up. Cheers. Cheers again, Rob. Appreciate it. Thank you, Yavo. He says he did a project in Andover, and I'm normal guy. He spelled Andover wrong though. It's Dovah. Oh yeah, I have Pectex. I have Sean's video saved because I was gonna. Usually I watch all the crap like late at night, like after my shows. I like to watch TV too. After I've watched TV and just fish through the YouTube for a while. So I have Sean's video saved in the mail. I think it was. Yes, it is nice to see the community in mass. There's a Worcester Facebook page. I'm in Worcester County, but I don't live. I'm like an hour away from Worcester, maybe 45 minutes away from Worcester. But there's a cool Facebook group I'm a part of. I like to see all their tanks. Very nice. Yavo, are you from Mass? You said you did a project in Andover? Or did I miss something? Oh, look at that. Thank you, Bubba. Bubba Shinobi. I believe he's in Arizona. I remember on someone's live stream, I saw him say it was 90 degrees when it was in Arizona. It was like 20 degrees where I live, or less. But dilly to Bubba. Thanks for the iPhone $4.99 super chat. I only know because I have an iPhone. It only does the 99. I don't get why, because they're probably taking money. But anyway, Bubba, I appreciate that. Thanks for the super chat. Awesome. Maybe we should get River Life on here. Everybody wants to see his giant beard. Oh no, Yavo's in Ohio. Yeah, it's crazy hot over there. 65 today. I was like, oh, sweet. Only have to wear a light jacket. Tulips and crocuses are starting to come out. The trees are budding with nice red buds. And you're just like, oh, I can't wait for it to be 10 degrees warmer every day for a little while. I read on Facebook the other day that Mother Nature has New Englanders fooled to thinking it's April. It's actually the 105th of January, which could not be more correct. River Life, you want to come on? I can send you the Bitly link, or just invite you on. Throw your email out there. I'll invite you right on the Google machine over here. Yes, I met River Life at Aquatic Experience, and he was very new to YouTube, but he was super enthusiastic. Really good guy to talk to. His channel's been doing pretty good. Bubba, I will link the Worcester Facebook group in my Mass Aquariums Facebook page. If you have Facebook, go over to Mass Aquariums. Join up. Someone will approve you pretty much instantly, probably myself, and then I will just post that link, and then everybody can get a hold of it. All right, I'm gonna invite you, River Life. Hopefully, I can do this. Paste. Invite. All right, I've invited. I always want to call him River Boy. See if he answers. Yeah, Bubba Boucher. Boucher. Butcher? Booch. One of my best friends in my wedding was, well, I don't want to say his first name, Scabucci. We used to call him Booch. Bubba, you definitely have asked me for a wrench before. I know you have. Well, I did hit the... I can always do the bit.ly link and try that. Bum bum. Well, you should be able to just come on. Dave knows everything about it. Here we go. This. Live. And then I can go here. Here. Paste. Copy. I definitely know how to copy and paste. That's about it. All right, I sent him the bit.ly. I have sent him the regular invite. Oh, let's see what happens. Anyway. Yes, Mimi. I'm sure someone will approve you very shortly. What do snails do for a tank besides look good? Well, they eat. Some snails will eat detritus, like assassin snails. But they clean your glass. You know, they'll go around the glass, clean the glass. Some snails just eat food, and they do look cool. Oh, Jay says the house is his in 2 days when his girlfriend goes away. Where does one's girlfriend go away when you live on a tropical island? Just curious. Yeah, Java ferns sprout babies all over their leaves. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I do love assassin snails as well. I don't know what River Life's doing. We're about to end this stream. If we can get him on for a few minutos. Just going all the way to Maryland. Wow. That's a haul. My buddy had last week off from work, was going with his wife and kid to Maryland for some strange reason. Maybe for some blue crab. All right, folks. Any more questions? It's getting to that point. River says his MacBook is struggling with the plugin. Ugh, I want a MacBook too. Am I not supposed to get a MacBook now? I usually like those things. Thank you, Kevin. Dilly Kevin. Revelay says he won't shave. That's a good thing. You're welcome, Mimi. You know what? I got my phone right here. I can approve you right here. Let's see. I got you. Boom. Thank you, Yavo. Thanks, Gray Fox. To Gray Squirrel. This is Red Fox over, Gray Squirrel. Thank you, Carlos. Thanks, Patricia. Really appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you, IFG. I actually trimmed that sucker this morning. That's why it's so tight. I was getting thick. I was like, all right, we got to get rid of this. Plus my daughter, my princess pie, Lila. She likes to kiss kiss daddy, but if daddy's beard gets too like Brillo patty, then I don't get any kisses from my daughter. So she rules the roost. She's the princess. Plus, so nice and soft. You can get it right down there. Feels good. No problem, J. Cruz. Yeah, get on that eye. Get on that, son. Get that beard taken care of. Yes, do that. Unless you wear jeans all the time. Yavo's a daddy of 3. Dilly dilly to that. I have 4. Anybody that has more than 2 is crazy like me. I think 2 is just like the right amount. But when you have a big family, there's a lot of fun you can have because you don't need like basically to do anything anywhere else because you have like everybody to hang out with all the time. Have dance parties in the kitchen. You know, there's always something to do. Somebody to go fishing with. Somebody to can paint their nails. Watching movies. You know, when you have that many kids, you're always surrounded by your family, and it's always fun. I mean, don't ever take those moments for granted because my 10-year-old just turned 10, and that happened like that. So. Gray Fox, go to www.myaquariumbox.com. Hey, you know what? I'll put it right in the thing right here. And you can subscribe. And we will pack you an awesome, awesome box. Oh, snap. Yavo's got 3 girls. I do feel bad for you. I got 3 boys and only 1 princess. I am one lucky mofo. Jay, I do not have regular live streams weekly at all. I do not. One thing, when I did talk to Joey, I was messaging Joey. He said I could, improve, but I need an upload schedule, and I don't have time to have an upload schedule or a live stream schedule. It's usually for my interviews, I know well in advance, and then I'll post a thumbnail 2 or 3 days before, sometimes the day before, because people get a thumbnail and they're like, you're going live in a week, and then they forget about it. So sometimes I get real close. Like if I'm going live on a Saturday night, I'll post it Friday morning. It's fresh in people's minds. As far as a schedule for just like something like this live stream, no, there's no schedule. I was just, had gotten some stuff done and thought, let's get on. I haven't been on in a while. Get a chance to talk to people like you, whose girlfriends are light sleepers and they can't get on their computers. I'd say bad words, but I guess 9-year-olds watch me now, so I'm gonna try to keep it real good. Patricia has 6 boys. Oh my God, 6 savages destroying the house at any minute. Oh my God, I have 3 boys, and yeah, so double that. I'd probably want to jump off my roof on a daily basis. Oh yeah, you will. Identical triplets 28 years ago, and now I have a 4-year-old granddaughter and 2-year-old grandson. Good for you, Mimi. My parents love all my kids. Kevin has 1 2-year-old boy and not sure on the next one yet. As in, you don't know the sex, or you're not sure if you're having another one? Jay has 8 to 15-year-old viewers. It's a good thing it doesn't say he has 8 to 15 views, because that would be absolutely horrible. Well, River Life is still trying to get this stuff taken care of with his fancy retired Apple computers. Late October. Yep. Are you going to find out, Kevin, or just, waiting to see what happens? Is that, yeah, right there. Dave, perfect, son. Look at this viewing range. 9-year-olds to grandparents. That's the range you need. Now, if I can only get the subscribers and get the more views, we'd have like 5 to 90-year-olds. That's a great demographic right there. What's up, Alpha? How you doing, brother? Actually, I haven't seen your picture either. I know what you were talking about. It was funny. It doesn't say that. I was just saying, imagine if you said you have 8 to 15 views. Yeah, Kevin. So the first three, every 4 of my kids were planned. And the first 3, we found out the sex. And then the last one, we were like, doesn't matter now. We're having 4 kids. We're crazy. Like, what the hell's going on here? All right, here's the deal, folks. I had a great time on this live stream. I love talking to you. Yavo, $20. Oh my God. You're killing me, son. All right, here. Yavo, and I hope I'm saying that right, just dropped a $20 super chat. Dilly to Yavo. He's got the floor now for 10 minutes, so I have to stay on. Let's see if River Life can get his shit together and get his fancy iMac computer up. And I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'll be back in literally 30 seconds. I know this is very unprofessional, but this has got to happen. And then Yavo's got the floor with any questions he wants. All right, that was as quick as it was going to. And look at that. There's 4 more people watching than when I was here. Yavo, thank you so much. That is greatly appreciated. $20 super chat. Dilly, the floor. What kind of questions do you want to ask? Alpha's a college basketball player with kids. One and done. So how about them Pats? Yeah, we'll be in the Super Bowl this year. Let's just hope we win them. We're in the Super Bowl every year. It's just the odds are stacked against us. You can't win every Super Bowl for 18 years in a row. But we do try. And yes, I did wash my hands. I am a pharmaceutical technician by trade and a chef as well. Washing hands is just part of your natural routine. Yes, Kevin, Brady is a beast. But I've been dying to see Brady, Rogers Super Bowl. If it would just happen before either one of them retire, that would be amazing. Jay says his girl would come out of the bedroom swinging a pillow. Who cares, man? She's asleep. Tell her to get her some Bose noise reducing headphones. Yavo's a newbie. He says I can keep the floor, Haas. I like the way he talks. We gotta get him on now. His guitar playing. They say a before and after as a sign of weakness. Huh? What's that mean, Jay? Explain yourself. They say before and after as a sign of weakness. Kevin, I hope we don't get Dez because I think he's washed up, despite the fact that he is trouble. as far as I know. I mean, obviously, I don't know Des Bryant personally. Washing before and after as a sign of weakness? They say a lot of things. Joey just said the other day that if you feed predator fish who eat live fish, then you're showing a sign of compensating for something, a lack of. I mean, you could say a saying about anything you want to say a saying about. I say people that say that is bad luck. Oh, it must be right. Bad luck. First time fish at convex looking for everywhere. Just let them do their thing. I mean, when you have fry and you're not, if you don't want to take care of them, just let the parents do their job. If some live, then I guess you can figure out what to do then. But other than that, you do not want to have to deal with all those fish. Yeah, you were watching, right? I don't know. Then he had to shoot a video the next day explaining to him. Probably got a bunch of comments that were not friendly, I guess. I don't know. Mickey from New Zealand. It's 2:25 p.m. Monday. Oh my God, it's already Monday afternoon. So you're like almost through with your workday. First time to your live stream. Really love your channel and all. Well, thank you, Mickey. I love that name as well. I can't see your picture. I hope it's not Mikey and it's just spelled different in New Zealand. I love New Zealand accents. One of my favorites for sure. Swordtails for Gale. Get some moss in there. If you have some places for them to hide, they'll survive. Swordtails, platies, guppies, all those heavy breeders, like they find a way to live. And then you like don't see any, and you're like, oh my God, they got eaten. Everyone's gone. But then like you just like look closely, and you'll see the little eyes like everywhere around the tank. Trust me, they will find a place to hide. Ha, that's funny. Mimi says she personally thinks Joey is overcompensating for something. That's funny. Thank you, Yavo. I do appreciate it, and I appreciate you saying that you like the channel. That's awesome. Appreciate the support. Yes, Joey has a huge ego, but at least he doesn't like deny it. He owns what he is, so I respect that. Do I ever feel like the hobby is more stress? Yes, I do. When I had a ton of tanks, it was very much a more labor than a love, and that's why I got rid of all my tanks, because all I was doing was taking care of tanks. I wasn't enjoying anything. I wasn't getting to like go sit in a recliner and just stare at a tank for a while and enjoy what I've done. It was just water change, water change, water change, clean, 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 and repeat, and it wasn't very fun. Gray Fox, thank you for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. Dilly Dilly, Gray Fox, everybody out there in Bud Light Land, Dilly Dilly, J Fox. Dilly Dilly Yavo still got the floor on a $20 super chat. Bubba's just cracked a beer. Mimi says he likes Joey's channel, but the ego. But you got to have it when you're the king and you're on top. That's what you got to do. Ooh, you just Keith just hatched his third and biggest angelfish. I've had my angelfish breed several times, and nothing has ever come of it. I have never really had good luck with breeding any fish. Of course, I haven't set up a breeding environment for them, with the exception of guppies and platies. Like those guys just breed like crazy. Appreciate that super chat as well, Gray Fox. Really appreciate it. Yavo's dilly dillying. He's got the floor. He can ask any question. He's a dilly dilly, which I like. Every time you say dilly dilly, I gotta say take a sip of beer. Yeah, he seemed a little bit more down to earth late Dave. Later on, I mean, I think he's a good guy. He's made himself. It is what it is. He's made himself a great channel. He's almost at 1 million subscribers. He's made a living out of it. He doesn't have to explain himself to anybody. If you don't like him, you don't like him. If you like him, you like him. And all you know is like, do you like, let's say, you know, Jimmy Kimmel? You like Jimmy Kimmel? Well, you know what I mean. You like someone on TV? You don't know them. You've never hung out with them. They have a persona. They have to meet up, and they meet it because it makes them money. And until I hang out with Joey for a week and don't have to deal with, uh, any outside influence, then I'll know if he truly is an asshole and loves being an asshole, or if he's just a down to earth family guy. And it is what it is. Thanks, Honeybee. Oh, Honeybee's back. Dilly dilly, Patricia. Dilly dilly. Why not? YouTube is very fun to do. You can do it, Yavo. Put your tanks on film. People will watch. Yes, Namor. I do have knowledge to handle saltwater as well. In fact, I have many hundreds of videos on my saltwater tanks. Can't stand the IPA. Sorry, Bubba. Gross. Oh, River Life's bugging out with this silly, expensive MacBook Pro that does not trust Google Hangouts. All right, next time, buddy. That's all right. You're making it easy on me. Now they went from 35 people to 50. People are actually watching me dilly-dillying the crap out of this camera. All right, this is a great question. Seems to be a lot more testosterone in the saltwater community. Seems they really like to fluff up their feathers like it's a contest, and yeah, it's kind of a business for some of them. Well, so here's the thing. It's sort of like whether it's freshwater or saltwater, I like to keep the tanks simple and I like to keep them beautiful. I don't just keep a tank to keep a tank. It has to look good to me for me to enjoy it. But I don't want to spend hours upon hours maintaining these tanks. And I don't want to watch them like it's a child where every 2 seconds I need to watch it. So as far as planted tanks go, there can be fluctuations, and there's a lot more that can happen where your tank's not going to completely destroy itself. Now, the saltwater hobby, you spend a lot of money on corals, and then you spend a lot of money on equipment, and then it seems like saltwater is more like a gadgety, techie thing. Like if you have this money spent into it, and you want to buy the next newest light and the next little thing that monitors this and the thing that does this and the thing that does that. It's really gadgety, and people love that stuff. You get addicted to it. You just go for it. That being said, once you have all this money put into a tank, if it crashes, we're talking thousands of dollars. We're not talking like, $50 worth of plants that you let grow out in a couple months, and now you're clipping them every 2 seconds because they're growing like crazy. And the fish, while they're alive and you do love them, if they were to perish, it might weigh on you emotionally, but not financially. Whereas right now, like my 40 breeder downstairs has probably, it has to have $5,000 to $6,000 worth of coral, and probably a couple $100 worth of fish. And if it were to crash and completely disappear, like that's $5,000, $6,000, like just like that. So people see that as an investment, and if you can buy the newest gadget that monitors your tank and notifies you on your cell phone, hey, shit's not right. And if you love it that much to leave your job and go home and try to figure out what's going on, then that's what you do. I don't know if it's as far as the testosterone. Yeah, I feel like people, I got this light, I got this, I got this, I've got 5 million gallons, and they probably have like $250,000 worth of equipment and corals in that tank after years. So it's like sort of like one of those things. That's the way I feel anyway. Mimi says Joey's nice in person. In person. All right, going down the chat, what's up, Nick? Honeybee, smiley face. Yep, keep the drama to your mama. That's what I say, Yavo. I don't have time for the high school drama. Everybody is who they is. They are who they are. Just try to be yourself. People like you, they like you. If they don't, oh well. Oh, that should be good, Gaddis. Yes, Gray Fox. I have several saltwater for beginners videos. A lot of my videos are for beginners, and the easiest way to keep your tank so that you can, I would say, I try to make it easy for the people that are looking up my videos because I want them to enjoy it, and I want them to thrive and enjoy the hobby to continue. If you make things too difficult and frustrating, then someone starts a tank and it's a complete nightmare, and then they lose their ambition and motivation and thrill for the hobby because they have trouble keeping tanks. And then that's people get out of the hobby. You want people to stay in the hobby. So you want to make it as easiest and informational while enjoying the hobby as possible is what I think. I want people to enjoy it and pass it on. Kind of like fishing. I love fishing. I love ice fishing. I love bass fishing in the summer, and I'm trying to teach my kids to love that. I'm trying to teach them to love the woods and appreciate the woods, because as that goes away and you get your kids on you all the time, like, losing that is not what I want to see the future. Exactly. If you have a fancy car, you're going to drive it around. It's not going to be kept in the driveway or the garage. Honeybee has unsubscribed to the big channels as they do it for the money and the love of themselves, not the tank. Yeah, I mean, it is a fine line. I certainly never thought I would have over 34,000 subscribers. I never even thought I'd have over 50. Um, and I had over 250 videos out before I even knew that you could monetize your videos, because I was just doing this to have fun and show people my tanks and have a good time. I met a lot of good people and show my ups and my downs and try to get people into the hobby. And then you get to a point where, if you can see you're making yourself paying the cable bill, or now you can pay your cable bill and your phone bill, or now you can pay, maybe a couple weeks of groceries, you start to see the benefit of it and try to capitalize on it. So I don't think that should be the fault of anybody if they're seeing themselves make AdSense revenue and want to increase that ad revenue. I mean, at the end of the day, we all want to provide for our family, but if you can also be who you are and not change that at the same time, then that's you've met the balance, the perfect time of I'm doing what I want, I'm sharing what I want to share, I'm enjoying myself, and if I can make some AdSense revenue at the same time, that's great. If you give it all up for the AdSense revenue and nothing you put on camera makes any sense at all, then maybe you need to rethink what you're doing with your channel. Eat what it is, ain't what it ain't. Do you care for nerite snails? I don't have a whole lot of experience with them. Thank you, Reggie. 40 breeder, 50 with the same footprint. 40 breeder all day. Love the dimensions of a 40 breeder. Yes, Jay. And I'll never give that up. family is first, not because that's what you're supposed to say, because it's first. Like, I've built my whole life around my family because I love them, and that's where I want to be. I want to be hanging out with my family, having fun on live streams. Love monster fish, just gotta have big enough tanks. Yeah, me too. Honeybee, thumbs up for the honeybee. 55 watching. Said I was gonna stop at 10:15. It's already 10:42. We're all having a good time here. I am gonna cut this off soon, though. You know, I've got to work tomorrow. Who's got to work on Monday? I know I do. Not dilly to work. But yes, you have to find a balance between your family and your hobbies. If one takes over your hobbies, then you're sort of losing who you are as a person. But if you let your hobbies take over your family, then you're missing out on a lot of stuff. So it is a difficult. It's a fine line to walk, and if you can do it, and have a loving family that you love and they love you, and you get to spend time with them, and you still get to do some of your hobbies like fish tank keeping and golfing and fishing, then you've made it, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, tomorrow is Monday, Priscilla. Honeybee says it's 3:52 a.m., so she must be in the UK. Gaddis is working. No, I don't have. I did have some assassin snails in this tank behind me. Oh, I love lawn cutting season, Kevin. Absolutely love this fresh smell of grass. Oh my God, look who it is. Just in time for me. It's all right. Okay, see everybody. Bye. Clicking off now. Just kidding. Hit the mute on your thingy.
Thank you and good night.
Rack. He's introduced himself and he's out. Goodbye. Hit the mute on your thingy.
Thank you and good night.
Rack. What's up, buddy? Goodbye. You hear me okay here? Are we loud and clear? No, I got no volume. Rack. Oh, did I mute you? Hello.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I got no volume. Rack. Oh, did I mute you? We are good to go. I can hear you now. Hello. I can see you on this thing, but you are not coming up on the live stream. I can hear you now. I can see you on this thing. Oh, there he is. But you are not coming up on the... Can you hear me? Rack.
So it's just us. It's you got it?
Yeah, you watch, like, pretend like it's just me and you talking on the Google thing, and like minimize your like
it's just me, you, and my beard.
Yes, and my beard. As long as you, yeah, I still hear your feedback. Yes, and my beard. So you got to turn your, you got to mute your YouTube. Huckleberry. Yes, way too much technical work. Are you there? Are we talking? Way too much technical work.
Way too much. Yep.
All right. Are we lagging?
You and I are talking, Mike.
All right, good. You have two windows open?
Way too much. Yep.
Because I can hear tons of feedback. Are we lagging? So you have to keep the Google window open that we're talking on and mute your...
Yeah, I got the MacBook Pro
like actual
open for
live
the
stream.
audio.
So you have to keep the Google window now everybody on the thing, all we're hearing is like double the lag and this. You got to listen just to the Hangout, not the YouTube stream. Just the Hangout.
Okay, I think we're good now.
All good?
All good.
You hear me at the right time? Yes?
Yes.
All right, good.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Would you like to introduce yourself to this YouTube community that doesn't know you?
Yes, I do like to introduce myself to the Fish Fam, and
Do it.
you draw a good portion of them. You know, you got the dilly vibe going on, and everyone's here just hanging out, having a great time. It's like we know each other, even though we've never met. So, hello everyone. I'm Rack Cross, also known as River Life on YouTube, and I have a fabulous beard.
He does have a fabulous beard, folks. It's miraculous. Fear the beard, everybody.
No fear here. We're all friends.
And is your nickname Rack or your name is Rack?
That's what my mom calls me, and so my name is actually Franklin Delano Rack Cross the Second.
That actually sounds like you should be the president in 1835,
Right.
or like own a giant like half of the United States or something. It's a
So,
very distinguished name you have there.
thank you. And you notice that I'm the second. So my dad didn't become president. So he thought maybe if he gave me his name, we'd have a second chance.
It is it's a very interesting name. It's I don't think you introduced yourself to me when we met as that. I think you were
No,
just straight. This is River Life.
yeah, I was promoting the River Life channel, and you're very gracious and encouraging. I appreciate that, Mike.
Yeah,
Um,
no problem.
I mean, it's a technical channel. Obviously, I'm not very good at technical stuff, and you guys were so encouraging. Greg Jones pointed out, "Hey, look, Mike from Mass here, he's got over 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. He uses the phone. He doesn't have any equipment. He turns his phone on, records himself, and people like what he has to say." So it was very encouraging from the My Aquarium Box booth to go ahead and pursue a YouTube career.
Yeah, I was thrilled that you kept it up because it's really tough. It's really frustrating for newer people to not newer people like to YouTube to not get frustrated with not growing and then
Right.
just give up. But you're retired. I know you're retired already, so you're clearly not in this for the AdSense. You're in this to just share and have a good time, and so there's no need for you to ever give up. And as long as people like what you have to say, they're gonna watch.
Well, so what? And I want to give you another compliment, Mike. Building community and install mutual benefits, and mutual benefits have so much more value than merely benefits. We continue to grow the hobby. We increase the technology. The network just expands like crazy, not only in communication but also in goods. You guys are to flex your muscles and find the latest and greatest things that are available for the aquarium keeping hobby. I mentioned in a comment in the live stream that my very first job was at a tropical fish store, and we had just started selling hang on back filters. And they were very expensive. Not everyone could afford them. And now they're like passe. They may be going out of style, even though we keep adapting them. We keep reshaping the future, and we're able to do that more efficiently and a lot faster with a further reach because we communicate like this. We go to the aquatic experience, we show up on YouTube, and we share collaborations every chance we get. So it's a beautiful thing that we have going on YouTube in the hobby. You're a big part of that. Your aquarium, my aquarium box cohorts are definitely forwarding, I think, our mission. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you for the kind words, and I do appreciate it. And personally, I appreciate it. And for everybody, you're exactly right. Like everybody that does well in this hobby on YouTube, uh, at shows, on Facebook, on Instagram, It only benefits us all to keep the hobby better and going. There's been so much drama on YouTube recently, and I suppose that's just the real world. Like that's how people get. But when everybody realizes that everything we do, if you're doing it genuinely and sincerely for the hobby, it's only good for everybody, all of us together. People get
Exactly.
new ideas to create new things, and that's good for me. It's good for you. It's good for everybody.
Well, I'd like to take this chance to forward a little bit of personal philosophy. I'm an old timer. Okay, I've been around the block a few times, and what I would encourage everyone to consider is that as we forward information, it's just information. We don't have to become offended by information we don't agree with. I like to consider it a buffet. And if we make this a safe place so that we can all contribute information to the buffet, it's if you like it, if it fits for you, take it. But if it's something you're not sure about or even you disagree with, don't spit on it. It may be what the next guy needs.
That's
So
a great analogy.
you got to get old to know this stuff, Mike. This doesn't come to young people. So I'm happy to pass it along.
Hey, I'm old. There's nothing better than my entire family loves than Ryan's Family Buffet in Myrtle Beach.
You get it, right?
And my one son loves tacos and spaghetti mixed together.
Yeah.
And my other son can't stand to look at him eat that. But hey, he
Right?
likes that. He likes what he likes. It doesn't mean
It's,
he's got to go spit on it and ruin the tacos and spaghetti for the other 100 people there.
you're feeling me. Yeah. So we are the golden corral of fish keepers. And the less drama the more information we get to share. And listen, hey, these shout outs, phenomenal. My YouTube channel has grown every time that someone has extended a kind word as a shout out. And if you'll watch my videos, I try to shout out as many people as practical as often as I can. That's how we grow. We get stronger. We have more fun. We increase the quality of life for ourselves.
It,
So,
it, it's
um,
all about having fun. And if you can be happy and spread a good word at the same time, then, I mean, that's a win-win, really.
it's dilly dilly is what I say.
Yeah, dilly dilly for sure. And you are from Tennessee, correct?
Right.
I have lots and lots of family in Tennessee. I spent every summer from the time I was, like, I want to say maybe like 10 to like in probably 16. We went down there every year for a couple weeks and fished and rode jet skis and jumped cliffs and stayed on houseboats. We stayed on houseboats. That's where we stayed on Center Hill Lake Dam in Cooksville.
Yeah, that's closer to central Tennessee. I'm in East Tennessee, foothills of the Smoky Mountains. I live here on the river, so that's why the channel name is River Life. And we have most different species of salamanders in the world. We're a world recognized bird migration flyway. My first job was at a fish store. I live in a town of about 50,000. We have 4 fish stores. Now that's per capita. That's pretty amazing, but it's all because we're surrounded by this one. Our natural resources are enormous, and tourism is one of our biggest exports. But we bring people in as an export. So I'll never be detached from fish keeping. My first aquarium came when I was about 6 years old, and I've not been without one for very long since. I was in the Army for a little while. They wouldn't let me bring a tank. Uh, that kept and then from then on, now I've got grandkids, and all of my grandkids I've set up tanks for them. So even though you may see some of my videos go into different parts of the natural world, it's always going to be the fish are involved somehow. So I
That
appreciate you, Mike, saying that, hey, you like seeing nature out, because to be honest, I have lost some subscribers by doing other than fish keeping, and that's okay. Some people tune into YouTube because they want their fish keeping. They need their fish keeping fish. But I'm going to continue to explore the natural world and make YouTube videos that I'm fascinated. I want to grow the channel, but I need to be true to my. too. And I love keeping fish. I love bird watching. I love searching for salamanders and all elements of the natural resources that I have right here in my backyard. So I do have some ideas. I'd love to collaborate with you guys. What I've been thinking about maybe is setting up a tank where I add to the tank every month when I get my aquarium box. I take one item out and add it to the my aquarium box aquarium, and maybe that would be some good content. What do you think?
My aquarium, no one has ever come up with that. So original ideas, one is awesome. A
Mm-hmm.
My Aquarium Box tank. Um, and Greg would love this idea too. I'm sure we'd both be very on board with getting that box, red marked with a Sharpie for you to see what you're going to do with that. So as soon as Greg's in Italy right now, he hasn't had a vacation in like 6 years, and his wife took him to Italy, so good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you're saying with so this is something I'd love to say as far as the community goes is you get stuck in watching the same you're not I want to say the same old channels, but there's you get like a 4, 5, 6 channels that you really like, and when you go on your thread, you constantly check out those couple channels. But there are so many tiny channels out there that some people don't even speak. They just show their tanks, and their tanks are gorgeous. Like they should be in museums, and you'll never know they exist. They have like 19 subscribers because they're not promoting the channel. They're not on Facebook. They're not on Instagram. They're not there for all that stuff. They just want to just have a 2-minute video with some music in the background of their tank, which is by far better than any tank I've ever kept. Like better than 75% of the YouTube channels out there would blow all these tanks away, and they're unnoticed because there's no promotion and nobody cares to say, hey, hey, go check out this channel. It's really cool.
Mhm.
But the Fish Fam has been doing that, and a lot of people with their shout outs, and it's great to shout out some smaller channels once in a while, just
Yeah.
for the
Thank
personal enjoyment of watching their tanks.
Another thing that you're good at, Mike, is you respond to all the comments. When people go to your channel and they leave a comment, you try to get back to them with a personalized response to their comment. And I know, when I was a brand new channel and I didn't know anybody or anything about YouTube, when someone would respond to me, it was like immediate positive feedback that was like, hey, this is okay. This actually is a community. I'm going to try to engage here. So I commend you on that. I know with as many subscribers as you have now and your regular job and all your tanks and your kids, that's not an easy task. You're having to make a decision and set apart some time to make sure that you respond to these people. But I want you to know, I want to encourage you to do that as often as possible because, in my personal experience, it made a real difference.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you as well realizing the time it takes. You're a grandfather now, so when you have family and growing kids and a job, like there's not much time for anything else. So I appreciate that you noticed that. Really appreciate that. It's good to know. As my tank clicks off to moonlights.
And you don't like IPA.
Oh, I can't stand them. I don't like that bitterness, citrusy. Like I like citrusy beers. I don't like bitter beers, and then you put that bitter citrus hoppiness to them, and I'm just like, bleh. Now don't get me wrong. I don't just drink Bud Light. This is like my go-to, like in the fridge beer. I drink plenty of microbrews and ales and lagers and Heffenweisers and stouts and porters. I love all sorts of beers. IPAs, I cannot stand IPAs. I just don't have a taste for them. I don't know what it is.
Well, for me, it was an acquired taste. I could never do domestic beers very well. But once I discovered, and this was later in life, a craft beer pale ale,
I love
which
pale ales.
more malty than hoppy. It was wonderful. And then I graduated from that into brown ales. I tried porters. I didn't like that. But then from the brown ale, once that became too sweet, I discovered IPA, and then I've been with the IPAs ever since. And my wife, I introduced her to craft beer, and she's a very classy lady, River White, I like to call her. She enjoys white wine, And so the white wine of
So she
Australia,
likes sweet beer.
well, no, on the contrary, because she likes a dry white wine, the marker of Australian white wines, and but the hoppiness, the citrus of the IPA reminded her of the white wine. So she became tolerant of the IPA beer in fish keeping hobby. So this is how I knew that she was the one for me.
I met my wife. She was a bartender, so it was right there. I knew she was for me. She was the
Perfect.
bartender. I was the cook. Job done. End of story.
I didn't know you were a cook. What kind of food is your specialty?
I would say anything. My aunt was classically trained French chef. She taught me how to cook when I was 17. I worked as from a busboy to a pantry bitch to a saute to grill to expediting, and then 7 years later, I didn't have a degree in culinary arts. I had a degree in geology and environmental science, but I knew how to cook. Um, and the path from there is very weird, but I can cook anything.
Well,
Anything you want. I'll cook it
my
and it'll
favorite
be good.
my favorite TV channel is Cooking Network.
The Food Network.
Food Net. So
Love
I
it.
watch Chopped and diners, dives, and drive-ins every night. And my wife is a foodie, so she's teaching me culinary finesse, and I have real respect for anyone who can conquer flavors and again use those to draw a community to increase the quality of life of others, and they get some enjoyment. Their feedback is, "Man, I'm glad I'm able to do this for you."
Yeah,
So
any hobby, no, I want to say hobby. Anything you do when you're passionate about it, it initially draws anyone to it because you're passionate about what you do. People can feel that. I love food. I love to cook food. By no means am I a master chef, but I certainly do know a lot about food, and the ins and outs to food. I'm not a baker. Don't get me wrong. I don't like to bake. I don't like to make messes, and I don't like to measure things. So I am
yes,
not a baker. My wife can bake. I cook. I create dishes and flavors,
sure.
and put them together, and I make delicious food. I
And
don't
so
bake.
you use the term passion. That's the key. So you can't be passionate about anything that you do without creativity being expressed, and that's what draws us to each other. It's not the same old same old. Hey, that guy's got passion and he's doing it differently. This is creative, and I
Right.
think you guys bring a little bit of that game. And I've said this to other people. You revolutionized keeping with the My Aquarium Box business plan. I've got things in my fish room that I would have never have owned were it not for my aquarium box. And I want to bring this up on some comments. I do the unboxing very regularly, and I get some comments from negative comments. It's the real world. You're going to get some Polish behavior channel. That's just the way it is. But I get some comments from people that don't understand. Why are you saying nice things about these very basic products? Um, um, uh, the floss, why don't you send that back to Mike at Mass? Because it's the most useful product in the aquarium keeping hobby. Why would I send that sent free of charge, free delivery to my door? I don't have to make a run to the big box store to get it. And I'm appreciative of that. I've been to the big box enough. I don't need to go back. Air tubing this month. Wow. Listen, if I had a roll of 500 feet of air tubing, it would be because I'm using a lot of air tubing. Thank you for giving me a very practical thing that I use in my fish room. And then different shapes of the huts and the cocoa hut, which, by the way, in the past, I was a keeper of poison dart frogs. And we loved to use cocoa huts with the poison dart frogs. And we would buy the coconut, cut it in half, and then spend hours cutting out the coconut meat from the hull. And then to learn later, if you baked it, it would pop right out. But this month, we've got a whole coconut with a hole drilled in it. And I was talking to River Wife, and I said, this is amazing. I don't understand the physics of how they get all that coconut meat out of this little hole. This is
Yeah.
a
That's
thing.
all Greg. He does all that work in his basement. So, and the things you're saying, I appreciate the, you know, I've met you in person, so it's nice to talk to you. And I know, you're clearly, once you've become a husband, a father, and a grandfather, there's no need to kiss anybody's ass.
Right. I,
And,
I
you
like to
know,
say this way. I'm going to use some harsh language. There's a warning if you need to step out of the room. I'm just not a bitch to acceptance. I've got all the acceptance in my world, and I appreciate it that I need. But I've also learned that the collaborative value it's more valuable, and it comes when you find a way to encourage rather than a way to defend or be negative toward, causing the drama. There's no win there. You're spinning your wheels using resources that you can't get back. So it may sound too positive. Get over it. I'm too positive. That's the way it is.
hey, I'd rather see too positive than the complete opposite of the spectrum. And I wish Greg's always on the live stream. I wish, I know he'll go back and watch it and he'll hear what you have to say. And it's so, nobody really knows how appreciative we take what you're saying because, this isn't, there's not 100 employees to my Aquarium Box. There's two. There's
Yep.
me and Greg. And then there's Michael over in the UK. There's 3 employees to this international company, and we spend a lot of hours, late hours into the night, especially Greg, you know, next to a drill, 600 coconuts, and the M2 mask on and the goggles and scooping little things in tiny little bags till 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm like, oh my God, I actually have to work at my regular job in 3 hours. And then you send these boxes out, and let's say you get some positive feedback, and then you get a couple negative feedbacks as always, like, what am I ever going to use this for? You guys are stupid, blah, 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 blah. And even though you have to just, let's set that aside because you can't please 100% of the people, it hurts a little because, we put a lot of effort and spent time away from our family when we could have been playing catch in the front yard, going fishing,
Sure.
having a normal vacation. But we chose to spend that time trying our best to make what we think is a great My Aquarium Box. And this is not a commercial. This is not a plea to go get My Aquarium Box. This is just letting you know that I'm a regular guy and I'm spending my spare time doing this. Really, like our saying says, for the love of fish keeping. So by no means am I sitting there like bossing employees around because Greg's the boss and I'm his only employee. So
Well,
it is what it is.
I mean, you've heard haters gotta hate. Haters got no choice. But this is what I have to say to someone that would use the energy to make a negative comment. You're having to step over a lot of opportunity to pay a compliment, to say something negative about my aquarium, which has, as a matter of fact, revolutionized the keeping hobby. And you're doing a live stream right now, feedback from customers.
Huckleberry, come on.
You're not going to get that from a big box store. They don't need your feedback. They just need you. And so we I think we've stumbled into a collaboration here.
Yeah, me, you, and my dog Huckleberry.
Now, and my dog, I got Lookout. My dog, Lookout's a retriever. I love Huckleberry. Lookout's a retriever. She's sound asleep here on the floor. She's had a hard day.
Huckleberry is my retriever, my Labrador retriever, Charcoal Lab, who is only 10 months old, who's a very good boy. He's had a long weekend, but he seems to be ready to go to his bed. And I got to tell you, I think I'm ready to call it a night because I would love to go watch some TV before I go to bed.
Hey, Mike, thanks for having me on. I appreciate your patience. I really enjoyed our chat.
I loved having you on as well. I'm so glad you got your everything taken care of, even though I was busting your chops for a little while. I got to bust your chops. You can come on anytime. I try to do this in between interviews as viewers come on and talk. And I'd love to have you on with my proper 10 questions that I custom make for everybody. So I will message you that, and we can get you on for a proper interview.
Sure. Yeah,
That would be great.
And let's get going forward on that collaboration. Let's do a My Aquarium Box aquarium over here in Tennessee.
Yeah, Greg is going to absolutely love that. And Sean over at PecTech will be completely jealous, even though all his tanks are My Aquarium Box tanks, because he uses all the products. He's another guy that he has been with us from the very start. He's the only person that has bought the very first box before it was even online. And 2.5 years later, he's still buying the boxes. We should be giving them to him, but he still buys them. He refuses to let us give them to him.
Right.
And he's right next door to you.
He's about an hour and a half away, and I actually heard about My Aquarium Box the first time watching PecTech videos. And I got to meet him in person at the Aquatic Experience. We had a great chat. My wife and I talked to Sean, and then actually he walked me over to your booth and introduced me to you guys.
Sean's a great guy. I chat with him all the time on a weekly basis, just about not even fish stuff, just life in general. And he's a super good guy. I'm really glad I met him, and I'm really glad I met you. And there's a lot of people that just, you got to kind of keep your guard when you're at a show. Like, is this guy crazy? Am I gonna walk out to Greg's car and there's gonna be a guy like, hey, not that we're that much of a celebrity, but you never know. I don't want to die. I just want to live in my house. I want to go places. But you're a good guy, and I appreciate meeting you and seeing you out there. And it was great seeing everybody.
Yeah, Mike, thanks for all of your encouragement, and we'll do this again whenever you want to.
Yes, I will mention to Greg when he gets back from Italy. It was great having you on. I really appreciate it. I love to call you Rack, and your regular surname is like super awesome. It's one of the best I've ever heard, ever, literally. It's got to be in a movie.
It sucked when I was in the second grade and I had to write it over and over.
Yeah, I can imagine getting made fun of in school, but you know what? Now it doesn't matter. That stuff doesn't matter.
You're right. We made it.
All right, brother. I hope you have a good night. I'm gonna cheers you off with Dilly Dilly, and then I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody here, and I'll be in touch. Okay.
Thanks. Cheers to you, man.
Cheers, brother. Good night.
Good night.
And to all in the YouTube live world out here, well, it's an hour after I said I was going to go off, and I think I'm ready to go watch some TV before I got to go to work tomorrow. So I'd like to thank everybody who super chatted. Lisa's around, one of my greatest wrenches. Jay has been here all night. Patricia, great live stream. Beginning of next month, I will order my first box. Go for it. You're going to love it. Yes, don't worry. I will come to Canada. I always used to go to Canada. And we're getting ready to launch my Aquarium Box Canada shortly. So stay tuned for that. And I am going to call it a night. Thank you, everybody, for coming on the live stream on a Sunday night. I really appreciate all the comments, all the questions. That's why I come on to do this when I'm not doing the Q&As, is to try to answer everybody's questions. And I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Sunday, and I hope you all have a good week. This is Mike from Mast. Dilly dilly. I'm out.